Welcome to The Royalty, where reality TV strategy meets unfiltered truth. Hosted by a trio of reality TV royalty, Tiffany Mitchell, Derek Big D Frazier, and Hannah Chada. This is The Royalty, exclusively on the Heavy Crown Network.
Not the cut stuff. Hey, everybody.
I know you always tell me not to cut stuff.
But okay, don't cut it because you're not ready. The people ready.
Tiff, you're really low. Like very
okay.
Very low.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Don't tell her that. Don't say that. We hear it every week. Every week, Mrs. I want to be soft and dainty. I don't want nobody to hear me.
I didn't say soft and dainty.
So low? Why is Tiffany so low? We want to hear Tiffany. I don't understand. Then when I turn her up, I'm so loud. I don't like to hear my voice. Everybody want to hear my voice. And I don't want nobody to hear my voice. They don't have to hear my voice. They better turn up their TVs.
You guys, we're going to scare poor Jeremy away.
He is never coming back. Let me let y'all know. We've been holding Jeremy here in this podcast room for the last 20 minutes. He has not been able to do nothing but listen to us. We didn't even ask how he doing. We just, hey, Jeremy, do you hear that?
See y'all later. I'm out of
here. Jeremy, how you doing?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Thanks for joining. Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Royalty. Y'all know me. I'm Tiff. We got Tiff, Hannah, Big D, but I'm going to let them introduce themselves. But before that, I have to say, welcome, Mr. Jeremy Collins of Survivor. Hannah knows which ones, and Derek knows which ones. I shouldn't be doing this introduction. I am clearly unqualified. Yeah. Winners at War.
Don't look at your notes.
Dang. It was another one too. It's one before it's one before that, and then there's Winners at War. What them notes at, Derek? You texted to me? Hold on, I can't get to it fast enough. Shit, I'm trying real hard.
This is hilarious.
I can't pull up my text messages.
I apologize for that.
Oh, I know what it is. Jeremy Collins is fans' favorite reality TV competitor. See, I know this stuff. My brain had to pull it down to my frontal lobe, and I know everything about you. You best known for your strategic and social gameplay on Survivor. You were the first appeared on Survivor. San Juan del Sur. This must be Derek wrote this. No, I'm just kidding. It spells so right. I can't read today.
Later one. Come on, keep going.
I want somebody
else
to do it.
You're not going to say it. She can't say
Cambodia, second chance, earning praise for his leadership, his loyalty, and his strong personal story. Hopefully, you'll share some of that. He returned again for Winners at War. See, I told you, I watched it. Competing against other champions, and more recently, he expanded his reality TV resume, being on the Traitors Season 3. Now, that I do know.
Okay, there we go.
Where he was murdered in the coffin.
Yeah.
Not the worst.
Really?
Not the first.
Okay, yeah, let's get into it. But before
that's the only show that he's been on that I've been on.
Go ahead.
Hi, Hannah. Nice to see you again. Anyway, I'm from
Nice to be here.
23 and The Amazing Race Season 38. And Derek, you want to go?
Yes, hi, everybody. I'm Derek F, aka Big D. I was along with these two ladies on Big Brother 23. I have nothing else on my resume except for the Heavy Crowd Network. And guys,
Derek, you went on that boxing show. We
do not talk about MTV, man. Do not embarrass me like that right now. No, we're not talking about that.
He was
but
on
guys,
MTV
please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. I was a reality star before all the rest of these motherfuckers, okay? I've been in the game for a long time. But guys, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Jeremy Collins, thank you so much for coming to the Royalty. Tiff, thank you for that lovely introduction. And we're so glad to have you here. We're so glad to have you here. First of all, before we start, how are you doing? How's life? What have you been up to? Tell us everything, man.
Good.
Give us the tea.
I go I do a reality show here and there, and then I go back to work. You know, I'm a firefighter. I go back to work. I just this is what I do. I'm just you guys are like the celebrities. I'm just a regular dude. You know what I
Jeremy,
mean?
Jeremy, where are you from?
No, I was just
Jeremy, where you
that's
from?
How we feel too.
I'm from so I live right outside of Boston. I live in Foxborough, right, home of the Patriots. This is
I was about to say you a Patriots fan.
Yeah.
You're not going to the Super Bowl?
No, I'm not. I'm a regular dude. That's why I try to tell y'all. Y'all celebrities go to the Super Bowl. I'm a regular dude. I go to work.
I'm a regular chick then, because I'm at home.
I just go to school.
Yeah, that's what I do. I go to work. I take my kids to all this. I have 4 kids.
You got 4 kids?
Yeah, I got 4 kids.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Why
they all at home?
What's your? Oh, Okay.
I'm sorry. Go on.
Sorry.
If you saw some of my Survivor seasons, Tiff, you would have saw my kids on Survivor.
Hi.
Fake fan.
Hi.
Jeremy, okay, I have
No.
to ask a couple questions. So,
Mhm.
my first question is, what do your kids think about your celebrity status as a survivor and as someone who went on Traitors? Are
Um,
they into it? Do they not really watch?
so my two oldest daughters, we had two daughters, and then we took a little break, and then we had two sons after that. So my
Oh.
daughters, they've been around it, and they're like, they don't even. It's like whatever to them now. My boys, they kind of, I don't know, they think it's kind of cool, but they're 8 and 10, so they're still like, they're halfway cool and like whatever. You know what I mean? They just keep it moving too. So like
Sorry.
they don't care about this stuff.
Oh, okay. I see, I see.
Yeah.
Well, how was your experience overall on the Traitor season 3? Obviously, you ended up getting murdered in a coffin. That was so painful to watch. I was most definitely rooting for you. But yeah, just when you look back on your experience, how does it make you feel?
I had such a good time on Traders. It was so fun. Like the people there, the game was fun. Like I am upset that I wasn't there longer. I thought I could have made some.
And we
Yeah, Tiff. That's why I asked you first. Like, how do you feel about all this? Because I feel like I should have been on longer. I had things set up that I could have been on longer, and I don't know. I could have made a run, but it's such a good show, such a fun show. Even now watching it, like I stand up and stand in front of the TV because I'm like, it like draws me in. It's so exciting and stuff. Like I love it. I love Traders. Traders is so fun.
so do I need to ask, would you play again?
No, you don't have to ask that. I'm a
Okay.
100%. I would play again.
All right.
100%. I loved it. I
Another
had
question.
so much fun. So much fun playing that game. I'll tell you what.
That's
So
really
when
good.
I was like I told y'all, I'm a regular dude, right? So I played Survivor, and then I go back to work, and I was done with reality television, and I'm sitting at home watching Traitors season. It must have been season 1, and like I lean over to Val, and I'm like, "Yo, I would play this." And she looked
Mm.
at me. She's like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "This looks so fun. I would play this game. This looks cool." And the very next day, I got a phone call.
Isn't that
The very next day,
crazy?
unreal,
Wow. Love
unreal.
that. Love that for your energy. Love that your energy is set up that way.
Yeah. I set my energy towards like winning the Traders, or at least staying longer.
We all say those things.
Yeah. And
You're on
Jeremy, I
mute,
do have to
Derek.
ask. Oh, go ahead, Derek.
You're muted.
Oh God. Okay. I think he's waiting for me to talk.
Oh.
Jeremy, another question that I have for you is Survivor season 50 is coming up. Is Survivor something you would do again after playing 3 times?
So I told Survivor, I told Jeff that don't call me anymore. I said I'm all done. Like I don't want to do this anymore. And then they actually called me for season 50, and I said let me think about it. And I went home and I was talking to the wife and the kids and everything, and my wife said, like, will you be able to sit at home while you're watching season 50? That's gonna be like the biggest season of all time. And I'm like, dog, don't tell me that. And I'm like, all right, I'll do it. So I started actually going through the process. I told them I would do it, and like maybe 2 or 3 weeks before we were supposed to leave, they called me and said, all right, we're gonna switch roles, and we're not gonna go with some of the people that played in season 40 and stuff like that. So
Oh.
I was halfway like kind of relieved. You know what I mean? I was like,
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think I was ready. I didn't think I really wanted it. You got to get focused for that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I wasn't there, so I'm glad I
At
didn't.
least you were open to it.
Yeah,
And so like you didn't close yourself off and not know,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think if they call me today, I'm saying no. But like I said, if it's the last season of all time, like I would really think about that. But anything other than
Yeah,
that, I'm not doing it. I'm all done.
that makes sense.
And Jeremy, who are you excited to watch on Survivor 50?
Oh, jeez. So I want to see Sari. I want to see what Sari does. I feel like Sari should be on everybody's Mount Rushmore of greatest survivors, and she's not because she doesn't have a win. And I think she needs to do whatever she can to get that win ticket on Mount
Mm.
Rushmore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Like a lot of people are down on uh, because so many people were cut that some of their favorites. I'm
Yeah.
excited. I think it's going to be a good season. I'm excited to watch it. I think it's going to be like I think everyone's going to play really hard. Like Second Chance, everybody played hard, and I think everybody's going to really play hard for this. So I'm excited to see it.
That's
For sure.
cool.
You have to. It's season 50.
Yeah.
My last question before I let someone else talk. Sorry, guys. I just
That's
you
okay.
guys know I'm curious. I'm a curious person.
Yeah.
I obviously know. Well, we obviously know that you did Survivor San Juan del Sur with Natalie, who's on this season of The Traitors. So, what do you think about her performance so far? Are you rooting for her? Did you give her any advice before she left?
And I played with Nat at Winners at War. Like I love Nat. Nat's the homie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was gonna say we have Natalie in common. Like we talked about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Nat,
loves you.
Nat's the homie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told her first. I told her. I said she got the call, and I said, "Yo, you got to do it. Like, don't think about it. You got to go out there. I won't let you." And she was him and Han. I said, I'm not gonna let you not do it. Like, I'm gonna put you on that plane. Like, you got to go play. And
She
I just
said
told her, I
that.
said, just play free. I said, like, if you're not a traitor, it's not in your powers. You know what I mean? Like they could take you out for playing great. They could take you out for not doing anything. You know what I mean? So like I said, don't worry about it. Just go play and have fun, and just try to stay as long as you can. Just like try to make some noise as long as towards the end, and like whatever. Just if you win, who cares? If you lose, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Just go and
Just
have
have
fun
fun.
and
Yep.
enjoy the experience, because the experience is everything in that show. I love the show. The show was so fun, and the experience is
That's
so
what Derek Levasseur told me. He was like, go have fun, Tiff. He's like, you're gonna love the rides that you take, through and
yeah.
through Scotland,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know what I'm
Derek's the
saying,
homie too.
Jeremy.
Derek's the homie too, man. Derek lives,
Yeah.
he's like not a half an hour from me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
We
Yeah.
actually did our premiere party for Traitors. We
Uh-huh.
threw it together in
Oh,
private.
that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Derek is how I got started with this. Like he put me on to my first podcast and showed me what to do and
Oh yeah.
showed me the ropes. I was on his channel first, and then he's always been like a mentor for me.
Okay.
Everything.
Really good dude. Such a good dude.
Yeah, amazing. Yep. Yeah. So when I had called, he was the first person I called, like, is this email real? And he was like, no, that's a real person for real. For real. He was like, I was actually just talking about you with her. I was like, oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He was like, you have to do it.
Yeah.
You have to do it. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do it, but keep telling me that I have to do it. Yeah.
And how do you feel like Natalie's doing?
I feel like she's doing well. I think today I don't think I think this was her worst moment today.
Mm.
In the round table. I think that was her worst moment. But I think she's strong enough to bounce back and clean some of the things up. But you don't want to be the lone vote. I don't want to get ahead of the podcast.
Yeah. Do we want to get into the episode?
No, let's
Hold-
get into it. Unless you guys
Hold
have
on,
questions
hold on
for
one
Jimmy.
second. All right, well, let's get into the Traitors episode. Tiff, let's start us out. You're doing your portion. Good morning.
Let's do it.
Or I guess
Good morning,
turret.
everybody.
Turret.
Good morning. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Royalty, where we're going to discuss episode number
8.
8 of The Traitors, season 4. All right, let's get into it. I see Derek got one person over here watching me live. I don't know what that means.
Nobody.
I'm gonna behave myself.
I
All
promise
right.
you.
This episode starts off in the turret. All Hannah gonna do is laugh at us all.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Like, that's what I'm gonna do.
Provide me
Okay.
so much serotonin. So thank you.
You're welcome. Very welcome. Okay. Let me bring. Oh, was that me? You know what was on? My FaceTime camera. Not Hannah going. The stalking is gone. I mean, the static is gone. Alrighty.
No, it's still there.
Okay. Well, this episode starts off in the turret. I feel like so much happened in this episode. Going back to the beginning of the turret is like, who cares?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we just in case you forgot, Lisa went home. It seemed like 2 weeks ago Lisa went home based on this episode. So Lisa went home, and Rob and Candace are in this turret, and Rob is just like, Lisa had to go. And Rob is holding on to Colton that thinks that Rob is holding on that Colton thought that Candace was a traitor, because he believes she lied about the reason she voted for him, the little throwaway vote. Alan comes in and allows them the option to seduce someone. Candace does say in the green screen she thinks it's advantageous to not do that because she thinks that, she'd have to go up against the other person and Rob in the turret. Like, she doesn't want what happened to Lisa to happen to her. But then Rob also doesn't want to seduce anyone. So they end up murdering instead. So their options are
Wait. Before we
Steven.
get to the murder, can we
Yep.
just comment on
Yeah.
everything that happened?
Yeah.
I mean, what did you guys think about the tension between Rob and Candace? Did you guys agree with Candace's reasoning for voting against Rob? Do you guys agree with Rob for not sharing the information with Candace that Colton was coming after her? Just what are your thoughts?
When Candace voted for Rob, I see a lot of similarities between myself and Candace. I kind of understood it, and I also I felt like it. I don't think it's as emotional as I think it was an emotional vote. But I also think it was a little logical that she wanted to put a little suspicion on Rob because no one is thinking about him. No one would ever write your name down. So when your name is on that chalkboard, it kind of opens up the floor for you to be voted for again, because now it's not like no one has ever voted for you. It's just it for her to vote for him and come off as inconsistent when she's been so consistent this whole time. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah,
Being
I
working
think
for
she
her.
messed up with that. I think she messed up with
Yeah.
that. She should have. I mean, I like her idea of putting it out there that he's a traitor, but I think you got to put like breadcrumbs out first. Don't just like throw it
Yeah.
out there at the round table right immediately. And I thought it was just too. I thought it was too much too soon. You know what I mean? I don't want to say it was too emotional because I thought she was cool about it. You know what I mean? She didn't let her emotions get to her, but she was putting it out there saying, Rob, now you got me to worry about, So I thought she was level-headed while she was doing it, but I don't think it was a good move. I think it was, she should have just slow played it a little bit more.
I think she did that because she was really upset about him going for Lisa, which then makes it an emotional reason to vote in that manner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Sorry, go ahead, Jeremy.
I want to say, I think Rob's playing an excellent game. I think this is where he messed up, though. I think what he should have done was try to put that fire out with Candace earlier. Like before Lisa's gone, I think he should say to Candace, listen, Lisa's real messy right now. And I just want you to know that we are together. We are together. We are going to crush this game together. We may lose her because she's doing a lot and there's the suspicions already out on her. So if he can like soften that up a little bit before it gets to where it is now, I think that's where he messed up. He needed to do it earlier.
I completely agree with that. Unless Rob at that point in the game had already kind of decided, I don't want to play with either of these housewives. I want to make my way forward, Lone Ranger style, so that I can eventually recruit someone who I genuinely feel good about. So I don't know if that was his play there, but I agree with you, Jeremy. In terms of Candace, I think that Candace was obviously declaring war on Rob by writing his name down and to be the first person to write his name down this season. I don't think that you should start a war so overtly. I think someone used the word breadcrumbs. You start with those, you see how they land. Are people grabbing the breadcrumbs for their salad? No? Okay, let's try another strategy before putting it all out there. I do think that if Candace had a sense that she was on her way out the door and she wanted to take Rob down with her, sure, go ahead and do that. But Candace, at that point in the game, was not in jeopardy whatsoever until she sort of brought attention to herself by putting that throwaway vote on Rob. So that move to me was so incredibly unnecessary because Candace was good at that time. And that decision alone made her not good. So when you cut to the turret, I did think it was smart for Rob to hold on to the fact that Colton was coming after Candace. He probably knew Candace is probably going to try to get rid of one of my allies. And if it's Colton, it's going to lead back to her. So let me just, because I don't actually want to play this game with her moving forward.
Yeah, that was smart.
Now, when they talk about like who they want to murder, and it's between Steven, Colton, and Natalie, I am 100% sold that it's not going to be Colton because I don't think that this is a good idea for I just don't see how it would be good for either one of them. Like that's Rob's person. Like he's losing somebody. I would have taken Colton to the end if I'm Rob because you're never going to think any differently about me.
Who would you go for? Would you go for Steven? If you were a traitor?
If I was them in the turret, no, unfortunately, I would have probably murdered Natalie.
Oh, really?
And here's why. If I'm one of them and those are my options, because to me, Natalie gives faithful. And I know right now she has a little suspicion on her, but it seems like Steven has suspicion on him. I probably want to recruit him later. And Colton I'd keep just because he always is going to think I'm a faithful. But I think Natalie was figuring out Candace but Rob has so many people in his pocket. It doesn't benefit him to murder anybody. He can keep anybody in that house.
I think that you keep Nat because she had people on her because she drank the elixir so soon, and they were like, "Why is she didn't need it? Why is she going so hard at getting the elixir?" And I feel like Steven's like in the clear. Is anyone even asking about Steven right now?
But a little bit, but not so much.
This is where I
but he just is suspicious. Maybe it's just to me. And I know he's not a traitor, but it has a suspicious nature where I feel like it won't be long before you look at him. Out of everybody in there, nobody's looking at Kristen. Nobody. I just feel like he might have a little.
Who did you think at the time? Who did you think was the traitors?
So I really was suspicious. I was suspicious of Ron, but I wasn't sure. I definitely thought Jam Jam was a traitor. Okay. And I was keeping Michael just in case I thought he was a traitor. He was a traitor. I asked Dorinda that day, did she think Lisa could be a traitor? Lisa was wearing glasses. Lisa was really quiet. Like Lisa was meditating and shit, laying on the floor like a log. And I'm like, we are in this game. And Lisa is like, I'm not, not giving us anything. But something that was suspicious to me was it's got to be like day 3. And Lisa's like, yeah, I'm going to hook Rob up with one of my daughters. And I'm like, does she know him? I found that real. I was like, did she know him outside of this house? How you know so much about him? I was like, oh, maybe because he's cute. And then he looked like he was getting zero sleep. He was looking sleepier and sleepier as the days was moving on. And I asked him about it, and he was like, it's allergies. And I was like, in Scotland, we're not doing a thing, but again,
that's the truth, though. Like it's because even if you're a faithful, you're not getting much sleep anyways. So, and the traitors are getting even less sleep. So that's really less
sleep.
That's a good.
Donna was wearing glasses. Lisa was wearing glasses, and I was like, Lisa's wearing glasses because it's early in the morning. We know how our eyes are in the morning. I was wearing. I don't know. You want to believe what they're saying, but there was suspicion there.
Okay.
The only thing I had to rebuttal that you said, Jeremy, is just like, I think that if you kill, I would not kill. Oh my God, I lost my chain of thought.
Natalie?
I'm sorry. I would have killed. I would have killed Natalie, but I wouldn't kill Steven because of the fact that they thought a little bit. The reason I would kill Natalie is because at first they thought that she was, but then once they got rid of Lisa, I think all the heat fell off of her after that.
I don't think that anybody thinks it's Natalie. I don't know why.
That's what I meant.
That's the feeling I got. Like they weren't believing it was her anymore.
Well, she was about to go home.
Right, at that round table.
She was up. She was
at the last one. At the last one.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, like after that, I felt like I wouldn't have killed her because she. Yeah, in the turret, because I think that they probably believed that she had convinced them that she was a faithful.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. I would have killed her in the turret. I'm agreeing with you, Tiff. Like I would have killed her in the turret after that because now they definitely think that she's a faithful because Lisa just went out and look what happened. They're not looking at her no more. So that's what I would have did. But continue everything else that's happening in the turret so we get to breakfast.
Well, and I also just want to point out how no, you're fine. Keeping Colton and Natalie in this game together, two of the most vocal voices at the round table, that to me would be so dangerous. Yeah. So I would definitely be inclined to get rid of one of them. Mm-hmm. And between Natalie and Colton, I do think Colton has a lot more sus on him. Mm-hmm. And so for that reason, I agree with both Tiffany and Big D. I would have cut Nat, Okay. I'm saying Nat like I know her personally. Natalie, sorry.
Let's just go Nat. I love her.
Yeah, Nat.
Okay. All right, so we get to breakfast. Tara, Mora, Eric, Johnny are in breakfast together, and it's so funny. Johnny and Tara they are in lockstep, like Candace said, lockstep. So they're talking about it being could it have been a recruitment? And I'm like, damn, they are on it because I mean, we do know that Donna is now gone and she was a traitor and Lisa was a traitor. It's either one person in there or it's two. So it almost is like time for recruitment.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dorinda comes in. Dorinda is best dressed. I love Dorinda's style. I don't know. I'm just a weird old white lady, I guess. So anyway,
the yellow pants were cool though. She had.
Okay, thank you. I love Dorinda. So okay. They're talking about who is the least suspicious, and I think that's a very good strategy because when you like people, you don't want to think anything negative about them. And right now, being a traitor is a negative. Like that's a bad thing. That's what you don't want to be in this game. You don't want to be called out as. So instead of like who I think it is, like maybe I should look at who I don't think it is. And so they're talking about who's the least suspicious, and the least suspicious person they're like is Steven. I mean like Mark. Where is Mark, Hannah?
I don't know.
Okay.
Jeremy, because you don't know this, I am perhaps Mark Ballas's biggest fan.
Really?
Yes, to the point where now people have started, like, whenever Mark Ballas will like a post or will like comment on a random person's TikTok, people will screenshot it and then DM me and be like, your boy just commented on my TikTok.
Really?
Like, that's so embarrassing.
What does he do? What is he?
He's from Dancing
Who was that?
He's from Dancing with the Stars. He's been on since fall of 2007. Okay. He's won 3 Mirror Balls. He's such a legend and a creative genius, and I could go on. But it's bad.
All right.
Oh, he's gonna think I'm so creepy. But yes, I don't know where Mark Ballas is. I wish they would give him more screen time because he is gaming. He must be gaming. He must be forming relationships. Otherwise, he wouldn't still be there.
Yeah.
And I know he's been pretty vocal about that on social media. So justice for Mark.
Justice Mark.
So then Mora suggests the least suspicious is like, what if it's Candace? Why did she do a throwaway vote? It's inconsistent with what she's been doing. I mean, they really honed in on Candace's vote. That vote meant, I never saw a vote so heavy. That vote meant everything because people are talking about it. Johnny says his mind is doing backflips because he doesn't want to see Candace as a traitor. Mm-hmm.
Really quickly before we move on to what Johnny said, I did think it was interesting how Mora was the one who suggested that they all look at Candace a bit more closely because, listen, Mora is witty and I love her fashion. She hasn't been strategizing a whole lot. And so whenever something comes out of her mouth, I'm almost wondering, like, did Rob feed this to you? Or did Colton feed
For
this to you?
sure. Well,
And she has kind of like she's put a lot of faith into Rob. And so I almost
From the
wonder,
very
is Rob
beginning, since they
never
got out the car.
enough?
Oh,
And
really?
remember what his
Exactly.
reaction was? I don't
Maybe.
know. No,
Oh, that's right.
Maybe
That's
we'll
right.
work
That's right. That's
together.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that tells me this has been in the works for some time, which is why I think Rob, for a while now, has been planning on getting rid of both Lisa and Candace. I don't think this was like a spur of the moment decision. I think this has been his plan all along, and he wanted to recruit someone from his side, someone within that Dagger 6 alliance. That's my
I can see that. Well, keep in
Come
mind
on,
that
Dagger
he
6.
and Colton and her had a conversation. Remember, they all had a conversation, I think, last week about it being Candace or whatever. I can't remember. So that's why she probably brought it up in the morning. But yeah, Rob is leading them to say what he needs them to say. Rob
But he
is
just
good at-
started doing that, right? He wasn't he was haven't seen him do it early on. I feel like
it started with Lisa, Jeremy, for sure. Yeah. He
But
started
with
doing
Candace,
that.
I think it started in the last episode.
Yes.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
When
him
he
and
saw the way
and
she was
Candace.
reacting towards him, well,
Yes.
listen, we don't know. There's a lot we don't see. Don't forget, in the kitchen, when he first voted for Lisa, Candace threw that fruit at him. So he knew that she was not happy about it. And so that would have been a seed planted to me, like, okay, so not only when I vote for Lisa am I pissing off Lisa, but I've also pissed off Candace. I'm gonna need to, like you said, Hannah, I'm gonna need to get rid of both of them.
I could see that. I could see him at least trying to break up the housewife thing. You know what I mean? If I'm in the tournament with two housewives, I do want to get rid of one of them and get someone that I want, you know.
Maybe Candace wasn't even on his radar, maybe he was just like, I just want to split them up, and Lisa was the easiest one because her name was the one that got brought up, but then Candace threw this vote on him, so he like, oh, you too? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so what else happened
sorry.
at breakfast?
Okay, so then so Johnny comes in and he let's see. Colton's still on Kristen's mind. Kristen comes in with Mark. Johnny asks Candace about the throwaway vote, which is, that's crazy because Johnny is like, I'm close to Candace. That's my girl. But then you put her on the spot. Don't put me on the spot. You better ask me. Ask me later. Don't ask you, my friend.
Yeah.
Don't ask me that at this breakfast with all these people. Well, we got a library. Not. So, Morris said. So Candace responds like, well, I don't, something about, she didn't want to do a throwaway vote. She didn't want to vote for Lisa. She didn't believe Lisa was a housewife. Was a traitor. She's a housewife. She didn't want to vote for Natalie. And I can understand, like, if the vote is close and it's between you and this one, I don't want to vote for Natalie. And that would have been my response. Like, I wouldn't want to vote for Natalie if my vote could have potentially sent her home. And I wasn't sure. And I would have stuck to, and I wasn't going to vote for Lisa. She's a housewife. I didn't feel it enough to vote for her.
Yeah.
And then Morris says, but you did a throwaway vote anyway with Rob.
Yeah.
But that was different. That was different. No, I voted for him because I knew nobody was gonna vote for him. And that's why I just knew nobody was gonna vote for him. Where's the salmon? Nobody talking about the salmon. No more.
No one's talking about the salmon. Where, Jeremy, did you have salmon your season? Yes, you did.
There was some salmon, but it wasn't like how it is now. Like they're talking about it all the time. It wasn't that big of a deal with us. I tell you what, the food was awful though. How was the food for you, Tiff? It was awful for us.
I'm a production pet. I say nothing bad about my experiences ever.
No. I have no problem talking about
No,
this.
I'm just kidding.
awful.
You know what? I will say this. It wasn't flavorful. They did take care of me. If I needed something after I got back to into my room and I was still hungry,
100%.
I was fed. I had my little fruit and honey and all that stuff, whatever.
I'm going to tell you this. My only complaint about them.
The sourdough bread and butter. Don't you sleep on that sourdough bread. You ain't eat that sourdough bread and the butter.
Oh.
See, I was over there eating, but this is what I will say about their food. I was eating what I wanted to, and I wasn't gaining the weight around my waist like I be doing over here. So nasty or not, I was eating, and it was coming back out. It wasn't sticking to my sides and
it's looking good on you now.
They're I love Derek.
Wait, this reminds me. I was just talking to Kylan, and
We were just
Kylan
talking
and
about
I-
Kylan
Kylan.
tonight.
We were
wait, no, because I was just talking to Kylan, and he said something, and he was like, "How much do you weigh again?"
Oh,
sorry, sir.
And I told him, but the person who was sitting next to him was like, "You're not really supposed to
I don't do
comment
that.
on like
I
a
don't do
woman's weight or body." And he was like, "But why? It's an objective question." I said, "Okay."
Period, Carla. He said,
sounds
"Don't
like
come over here
Kylan.
with all the men women things.
That
It's either you are or you're not.
Pan.
Jeez.
Pan.
Shut up, Derek. Do we have a guest?
Up.
Both of y'all. There's a guest in this house.
Why are
Keep
you yelling at
going.
me? I'm perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay, so wait, what happens after that, Tiff? Do we get
So
to Alan
Steve.
coming in?
So now we got the
Okay.
last group coming in for breakfast,
Mhm.
and it's Steven, Rob, and Natalie. These people completely freak out. They cannot believe.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it either. But Colton does not make it to breakfast. I'm a little mad that Colton didn't make it to breakfast. Jeremy, did you see
Why?
Danielle's video? Because I like Danielle's strategy of we would love to see Colton get all the way to the end with his head snuggled very tightly up Rob's beautiful little perfect ass
I didn't see
and
that.
get there. And she didn't say that. That's my own
Okay.
that's my own rendition.
Alright.
But yes, snuggled up nice and close in between those cheeks. And then,
Not
yes, clamped around his neck, you know.
That's crazy.
No. Okay, I'm going to tell you why I was. Okay, first of all, Big D is shocked that you just did that. Big D was like, here is why I am happy that Colton got banished in this episode. Colton's goal was never to win this game.
No.
Colton's goal was to get the screen time, rehab his image, and have the Dylan Efron, Pilot Pete arc storyline, whatever you want to call it. This takes away his opportunity to do that. And so, bye, Colton. You will not be missed.
Bye,
Tiff, I was at dinner
Colton.
tonight.
How you
and-
spell that? With one L or two?
PH.
No, yeah.
Tiff, I
Okay.
was at dinner tonight and the server was like, by the way, big fan of Big Brother. I was so sad that Tiffany went home and I was like, I'm so sad too. And they were like, yeah, we hate Colton here. And I was like, we hate Colton here too.
We hate Colton everywhere.
Everywhere. Everybody does.
Jesus
Everybody does.
Christ. Well, let me tell you what I do hate. Alan
Oh.
comes in with this crazy ass hair.
Hair.
I usually don't comment on Alan, but I have to at this point. Alan looked like damn Beetlejuice. Okay.
Something
I
got to him.
have-
Something got to him in Scotland.
Something got to him. He looked like he fell through a wind tunnel. Like if he
It looked
woke
like
up out
some
of
cat
bed.
peed on his hair, and then he just
Yeah.
tried to smooth it down
He's
before he
usually
made
good
it in.
though.
the
He's usually good. He usually has it going. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
he-
you
I
he
know,
like
is,
the
but-
yellow socks and the blue shoes. I like that. The hair,
outfit
Alan,
was
that
great.
hair had to go.
the suit was cool. You didn't like the suit?
No, the suit was great. It was the hair. Like she said, it looked like
Yeah,
a
the hair
cat
was-
peed
hair
on
was
her
great.
and
Hair
it
was great.
peed on his head. And then when it peed on his head, it messed up the dye. And then the dye started bleaching. And then it went to the roots and it just looked
It
a
did.
fucking
It turned
mess.
blue.
It was
It
his
turned
dog.
blue.
It wasn't a cat. It was his dog.
No, dog,
Oh.
whatever. Yes, okay. So Alan lets us know, Colton goes down with his rose, blah, blah, blah. He's a bachelor, got it, throw his picture, he out. We get to today's mission, okay? Today's mission, he
No
talks about
picture.
throws his pictures out. Today's mission is about painting.
Wait, don't
his-
forget
Yeah.
that Johnny and before the mission, Johnny and Tara decide that
Oh.
they don't trust Natalie.
I might have missed
They
that.
And
they talk
Steven.
together, and they don't trust Natalie, and they don't trust Steven.
Well, and then doesn't Rob have a conversation with what's left of the Dagger Six outside?
Yes,
and
so
they're talking
Steven,
about
Rob,
Candace?
Mark, and Natalie, they're outside. Then Eric comes over, and
Yes.
Eric says, I think it might be Candace. And
Yes.
then Mark also, no, here go Mark. Come on, Mark made it to the note. Mark also thinks that the throwaway vote made her look suspicious. And so then Rob follows up. He's like, yes, thank you. Somebody brought it up. And I've got to add to this because y'all say I be being quiet. I'm going to talk. Rob reiterates that Colton, the last thing Colton said to me last night on his last words before he died was, I think it's Candace.
Yeah.
And Rob
Colton's
tells us
word
in the
is
green
very
screen, I wasn't going to
powerful
say
in this
Candace's
game.
name, but I will now.
Why is Colton's word powerful? Like, he was so wrong on so many different things. Why is it still
Because you
am
know why,
so-
Jeremy? Because he's gay. Everything about him,
What?
like he says in the game,
What
he's
does
gay.
that mean?
Because he's gay, everything is gay about Colton. His word is very powerful in this game.
Wait, see, you're gay, and nothing that you
Your
said
word-
in the
No,
agree. So explain that.
You know
Isn't
what?
half the cast gay though?
I'm just kidding.
But maybe they all sticking together. Not a cookout.
Sticking.
Not a cookout. What is it then? Tiff, what is it? If it's not a cookout, what is it?
We should have probably switched. Me and Tiff should have probably switched roles. It probably took this season. I would have worked out being with the gays.
You should, baby. You would still be there. Wrong bitch. They should have called Derek Frazier. Because it was your season, baby. They said, is she down? They said, she ain't
Wait,
with
let me
fish. Get out of here,
You're
fish.
next, man. You're next.
I have to say this. I have to say this.
You're next.
Tiffany,
Anna, don't leave. Anna, don't leave. Derek, cut
London-
all of that.
No, first of all,
No,
we
that
don't
was
cut
funny.
over here. Let me tell you something. I would say this. When Tiffany, whenever she came home, I'm not going to say when, but when she came home and I said, Tim, how was your experience? Like, I was so excited to talk to her. She's like, let me tell you one thing. These gays.
No, I didn't.
And
I
I
didn't
just-
say nothing. It's hot. I didn't say nothing.
And
Derek, that
left it
was
at
between
that.
me and
You
you.
are out to murder me.
That was like Jennifer Coolidge. These gays are trying to
You're out
murder
to
me.
murder me.
I was cracking up. I
Okay.
said, that's it. But okay, so
Moving on.
Candace is having a conversation with Kristen and Johnny in the kitchen. So Candace is already like doing the same thing Rob's doing. She's like, who's somebody that's close and close? Like, you know, think about who's Colton's like close person. They are using Colton's name, okay? And Candace,
It bothers me. I'm so sorry. Jeremy act. It bothers me that
I'm sorry.
Colton has so much influence in this game. Like, I'm so annoyed that his thought was the spearhead behind my banishment. Like, and now everybody Colton, and Colton, and he been so wrong, and people still like, well,
Yeah.
Colton said,
It's crazy.
who the
It's crazy.
freak is Colton?
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
Santa.
I have a theory about that. I have a lot of theories. So, Jeremy, I apologize.
No, I don't want to hear this.
Okay, so my theory is that I don't know if people actually trust Colton's word or hold him in high regard or with esteem. I wonder if it's just the fact that no one wants to be responsible for throwing out a name themselves. And so it's almost easier to just get behind someone who is so vocal because it can't be traced back to you. No one's going to be mad at you if you just stand behind someone, and instead he's going to be your fall guy since he's the one being loud and proud about trying to get someone else out. So I wonder if it's that people are almost too reserved, too scared in their gameplay, and so they have to rely on someone like a Colton. They have to rely on someone like a Natalie to almost do the work for them so they don't have to
there
be
is truth
vocal.
to that. I could see there is some truth to that. But I mean, now that he's gone, like why are we still listening to him? You know what I mean? He's not even around, and we're still going with his theory. You know what I mean?
Well, because yes, I do understand that question, but if the last name that someone threw out was Candace, and we wake up and you're no longer here, I do think it would be foolish of them to not at least look in that direction. And of course, Candace,
So I
if
was
she
right
had
for
been
looking
given,
at Jam Jam because Rob C told me if I die, it's Jam Jam, and I was on his ass the next day, but I was wrong.
yeah. No, I think that's reasonable. And granted, if Candace had been given enough of a heads up, she could have been like, well, the traitors are trying to frame me. Obviously, I wouldn't be that dense. I wouldn't go for the most obvious move. But it's certainly worth looking at.
Just so my season, no one, like Danielle said my name, and I was telling people Danielle said my name, and nobody, like as soon as I was gone, nobody said, hey, Danielle was the one that was, Jeremy brought up Danielle's name. Nobody did that. Nobody.
But did you bring up Danielle's name after you had heard that Danielle was throwing out your name?
No, she wasn't throwing out my name. We were close. And there was something she was doing, and I was like, I got one. She's a traitor. And you know what it was with my downfall? I mean, I don't want to go off in a tangent onto my.
No, we love hearing it.
We love hearing it. We want to hear it.
That's why you're here.
We were in the landy, and we were there was 5 of us. Gabby, Nikki, Tony, and Bob. And Bob said, "Can we all just get on the same page?" And immediately my survivor thing was like, "We got an alliance right here. Let's do this alliance and get one person out today." And I remember in the car, and I was going back and forth while we're driving. And I'm like, I'm not going to say nothing. And then at the last second, I said, I'm just going to say it. And then I said, watch Candace. I'm
Danielle?
sorry. Watch Danielle. I said, watch Danielle.
Yeah.
Danielle is doing something that's she's all over the place. I said, just watch her. I'm like, I really feel strongly. And I was like, I hate to say this because me and her are good, but like, I feel strongly that she is a traitor. You know what I mean? And like, there was a whole car full of people that knew this information, and nobody said anything after, you know? Like, it was mind-boggling to me.
You
know what?
Who did you... Go ahead.
The only thing I was going to say was, and I'm not discrediting you, Jeremy. I think in that situation, it might have been, maybe you just didn't have, like, Colton's been like so loud and so like in everybody's face, and everyone's listening to him. I don't think that's your personality, and I think that's probably what happened.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and forth with you.
Yeah.
So if one person is very loud and saying it, and he's been wrong and stuff, and then one person doesn't really say much, and then he just comes on and says, "You know what? Just watch this."
I know.
You know what I mean?
Well,
yeah, like,
but Jeremy, you did say that in front of a traitor who also had a lot of influence and was probably able to do some proactive damage control to steer people away from that. And then also Tony ended up getting banished very early on in the game.
He did.
Then, correct me if I'm wrong, but Nikki, Gabby, and Chriselle at that point were really just keeping to themselves, weren't they? Like the Bambi girls or something like that. And so I don't know if they were that invested in the game at that point. Maybe they were like, we don't really know what he's talking about. We're just here to
he was talking to a wall and a traitor who was gonna fix the situation.
Yeah, so those two didn't really say much. And then the other people that I was talking to about it were traitors. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
I talked to Rob about it. I talked to who else was it? Who was the other traitor? Who was it?
Danielle.
Carolyn. I talked to Carolyn about it, you know, so maybe maybe there wasn't enough people to talk to.
But then, like, you know, that's 7 people. How many people are you supposed to talk to?
I know.
No,
I should have talked to more.
It's not a matter of volume. It's just a matter that you spoke to the wrong people about it. Yeah.
So Jeremy, who do you feel the most betrayed by?
I mean, Boston Rob should have had my back. I feel like Bob the Drag Queen was like, they were going after Bob the Drag Queen, and I went to him and I was like, yo, they're coming after you, yo. Like, I actually went to him and told him they're coming after me.
I remember that. You did.
And he ran out the room. I'm like, yo, chill, yo. I'm not trying to tell you how to play a game, but don't do this. And he ran out and did it. So I'm like, if I have the back of 3 traitors, and
why would I be dead?
I should not be gone.
None of y'all kept me safe.
One of you guys should have said, all right, maybe. And Carolyn was trying to, but she didn't have a voice. You know what I mean? But the 2 loudest people in the house were Bob and Rob, and they didn't come after me. I mean, they didn't save me.
They didn't protect you. Yeah.
They were also very dysfunctional last season. It's almost like 4 negatives made a negative instead of a positive. So I don't know. I don't know.
Speaking of negatives, we get to we're in the challenge. It's called the Arc for the Sake. The teams have to split up into 2 teams. One team will stay at the castle. The other team will be at the, what was it called, Tiff? What do we call it?
The Art Gallery.
Art Gallery.
now, Rob is talking about he wants to be on the team where you can get a shield. And I love when Candace said that Rob trying to get a shield is like her trying to run up a hill, which I thought was
I don't want that.
hilarious.
That was good.
I don't
That
want
was good.
So the people that end up going for the gallery that are going to be, picking the
Eligible for
pictures
it.
of the description is going to be Kristen, Rob, and Hannah's favorite, Mark. And then the other team is the rest of, the people out there, So
And
inside
don't
the
forget
castle,
that the people that are going to the art gallery are the only people eligible to get a shield.
yes, that is correct. Inside the castle, there's 6 different gold frames. Each frame, there's going to be a plaque that describes the painting that belongs in the castle. The team on the outside needs to reenact it, take a picture, so then the team from the inside can try to figure out what that picture belongs to. The 2 teams are Candace, Eric,
Johnny and
Johnny. There's another man.
guy too.
It's another guy. Forgot the other guy. Who's the other guy?
Steven.
I don't know.
Steven, thank you so much. And then you have Maura
The girls
Dorinda.
team.
Yeah, the girls team. Who else is
Maura
on that team?
Dorinda, Maura Dorinda, Natalie, and
Tara. Tara. So as these challenges, they got 60 minutes to do it. Mark really does. In this moment, I just want you guys to know, Mark is making it clear that he trusts Rob and Kristen. He's like, these are people I'm comfortable with. These are people I trust. Candace is not eligible for a shield, just so we point that out and we know that. Okay.
I did.
Yes.
Oh, so sorry.
No, go
I
ahead.
just want to point out 2 things because I think this will become relevant in the next episode of The Traitors. But Candace, instead of Rob being in the gallery group to be eligible to get a shield, remember Candace throws out Johnny's name. Like, I actually think that Johnny should go.
Oh,
Johnny
yeah.
hasn't gotten a shield yet.
Yeah.
So she does that, kind of linking the 2. So we should just take note of that. And then I found it so interesting how Mark in his confessional said, in this game, you can't really trust anyone. The pool becomes smaller and smaller. And so when you find someone, you have to ride with them 100%. And those 2 people for me are Rob and Kristen. So I'm thinking to myself, there are 11 people left, 10 people besides Rob. And Rob has like 5 people in his back pocket.
ready to ride for him.
To me, is insane.
He got into that room because not only did Johnny say, oh no, I'd be willing to pass my shield for Rob to stay safe. Everybody else was like, oh yeah. They all wanted Rob to be eligible for the shield.
Where's Michael when you need him? Because he was saying, ho. Why does they get a chance to go get the go up there and get a shield?
Michael need to be in that game.
Yeah.
He would have never let that shit happen. Hold on. Why is everyone wanting to give pretty boy, quiet boy, snake boy, charmer, snake charmer boy the shield?
Yeah, okay. He would have been all up in there. Okay, so just to kind of go over the different type of things that are the painting. We first have the trending the cattle. I'm gonna call out the things that happened. Eric eating the grass really killed me. Okay, they did not get that one right. Okay, then
they thought Johnny was a horse and he'd have put on Candace's whole coat so he could look like a cow, and they still said it looks like a horse.
Looks like a horse. Welcome to the world. Now I love, they got Dorinda saying she looks like a cow. She literally said they did look like she looked like a cow. In this moment, Kristen does find a painting that doesn't have a painting on it, but it looks like you can rip the cardboard off of it. She rips that and she gets the shield. She makes a broad announcement, like everybody knows she got a shield.
And nobody gave a damn. No
one
Rob
gave a
said,
damn.
good for you. I don't need that. Find that painting so I can get my money.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had the murdering hour. They were very close to figuring this out, but unfortunately they didn't get this. And mind you, Candace is on the team that they're not getting the ones correct. So it's like, that's even more frustrating because it's like, what are we doing over there? Then we had lead the charge, which is the red team. They're doing great. They get it again. They win again.
The red team was killing it. Come on, girls.
Right. Then we had the sad proposal, which Dorinda was killing me in this photo. Dorinda was killing me in this photo. And then they have the screaming infant. Now, the screaming infant. The fact that they thought that Eric was a pig's head decapitated or a screaming baby.
Yeah.
That
I
was
don't
so
know how they
funny.
thought it was a pig's
Decapitated
head.
pig or a scream.
Yeah.
And then he's talking about, so do I look like a pig? I said, this is not the time to ask this
His
question.
feelings were hurt right
That
there.
part. That part. We cut to Johnny and Eric are talking about in the castle. We get back to the castle. They got about what the challenges
get,
never fucking
$12,000?
matter anyway.
Missions.
13. Damn, I keep saying challenges. I don't know
Challenges.
why.
I love how Jeremy was like, come on, man.
I'm so sorry. I've been doing it for the last
Mission over
3
here.
seasons now.
I will say that I
How
thought
you gonna get on the Traitors and you don't know their terminology?
I know.
They're gonna
dude.
change it for Big D. Watch.
No,
I
you
was
don't
like,
change
we're
it.
here at the challenge.
This part, I felt like this mission like dragged on longer than it needed to be. I was like,
Yeah.
this episode must not be great because this is a lot of nothing that they don't need to show
Yeah,
right now.
filler.
Like, luckily, it turned around and the episode was good at
Yeah.
the end. But
Yeah.
like, I didn't like where it was going at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that too. I don't want to say I hate the missions, but like that's not why I tune in for the Traitors.
Yeah.
If I want to watch people compete, I tune into the challenge.
But the missions are fun. The missions are like they're like
The
just,
missions are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it's
They're
like
But they don't
hilarious.
need to be
They're fun for
happy.
us to do. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, and they
When
are
you
fun
ever
to
gonna
watch.
see a
They don't
housewife?
need to, but they don't need to be half the episode. I
Yeah,
watch
I
Traitors
agree.
for the
Yes.
strategy. I
Yeah,
watch
come
it
on,
for
Big
the
Brother. This is
duplicity.
not Big Brother. Quit tripping.
We complain
Exactly.
about
I
the
watch
Big
for the
Brother
duplicity.
challenges.
I watch for the strategy. I watch for the interactions between the different
Yeah,
players.
social.
Um,
Yeah.
I am wondering if they thought that this would be like the Tom Sandoval lullaby moment. I wonder if they
Oh.
thought that mission would give us one of those. Like,
It
oh,
didn't.
all being goofy. It did not.
Mm-mm.
There will
It did
never be
not.
another Sandoval singing lullabies.
Never.
That's
No.
for sure.
Never.
No.
Never.
He probably do cameos doing that shit.
He
Oh,
No,
he made it. He
actually,
does.
like,
100%.
so he goes on
Hannah
tour.
wanted one. Remember? We were thinking about getting one
Okay.
for her birthday.
Yeah. Okay, but
Cracking up.
also, Tiff, he now goes around the country on tour and he sings. And
Backwards.
part of his set is actually doing the lullaby from Traitors.
No way, yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, jeez.
That's your castmate, Jeremy. You should go.
Oh my God. He's a special dude. He's a nice guy and everything, but he's a special dude. He thought I was a traitor the whole time. Like, I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, he was the only one around that was really screaming my name.
It's Tom
You and
Sandoval,
Dolores.
Jeremy. Don't
I
be
guess-
disappointed.
I was so upset with him. I was so
Your expectations too.
You know what though? I will say, he was in the Landy at the beginning of the game, like as soon as the game started. So we did have a lot of time together, and I really think that hurt my like everybody that was in the Landy with me thought I was a traitor at some point.
Damn.
And it was only because like we all were in the Landy and we're all getting to know each other. And then when the game starts, I'm like, all right, like I got to go meet everybody else. Like I got to go talk and everything. And I think that's why people like, so Brittany, Dorinda, and Tom were the ones that they were like, they actually threw my name out at some point. And I'm like, yo, y'all were with me the whole time. Like, why do you guys think? And then it clicked and I'm like, oh, because I'm not Jeremy now. That, talking about family and talking about all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gone and I'm not talking to them much. I'm trying to play a game. So I think that that hurt my game a little bit too, I
That's
think
what
that
Eric
mostly
told
came-
me about me.
Is that right?
Eric and I rode in the car together, and he was like, I felt like we were really close when we got to the castle. We were close for a minute, and then I just stopped really seeing as much of you talking to me and engaging with me. And so I was like, she must be a traitor. And I'm like, I'm out here I got you already. I'm trying to get these people.
Yes, that's what I thought, Tip. I'm like, we're good guys. Like, we're all set. Like, let me go play, yo.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of people playing now, Johnny and Eric are having a conversation about, possibly being Steven because of Colton mentioning it. And Johnny thinks that it has to give off boy energy at this point for the next traitor.
And the
he
turret.
can't in the turret because he can't imagine Lisa strategizing this well. Like he cannot imagine it.
And
It's not
remind you,
possible.
they still do not know that Donna was a secret traitor. So for what we all know in the castle is that Donna Lisa were in the turret together, there's got to be a guy that's up there helping Lisa strategize. It ain't just Lisa and her minions.
Not that part. Eric is trying to... Eric is now also cussing his green screen, trying to figure out the motivation behind these murders, also thinking about Colton, and how the game is progressing and how, we need to really figure out the clues and the motivation behind everything. Now, after Johnny and Eric have this conversation, Johnny goes and tells Candace, you need to be ready for tonight. She said, someone said my name. He said, yeah, you need to be ready. They're going to, say your name.
Yeah.
Now,
because of your vote.
Because of your vote, they're ready to come at you.
So at least that hope allows her to wrap her mind around this. I need to create a defense for this vote, because if you don't know why, if he hadn't said that, then you're creating a defense and you don't know why. But now she specifically knows why. So that was a good little bone to toss on out there.
Could have caught her off guard, and then she would be done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another conversation before we get to the round table. Dorinda has having a conversation with Maura and
Tara.
Thank you. And she is pointing out
not Maura and Tora.
She is pointing out that she's thinking two people we need to focus on is Candace and Steven. But she makes a point that Lisa, during the challenge last week, gave all her stones to Steven, and she didn't even know they had a relationship. Yeah. Don't you think that's kind of weird, especially because her just willing to give up the stones is crazy.
Yeah.
Dorinda said, I turned my ticker on. Now I'm here. Shoot, I came for the clothes and the breakfast, but wait a minute. I'm here to play a game.
Right. She's like, Lisa's gone now.
Last night I was thinking.
She got to play.
She could play now. She's like, my girl's gone. Let me check in.
I was planning a girls trip. Dorinda, get your...
Bluestone Manor.
You're gonna come to Bluestone Manor. We're gonna have a good time.
Yes,
you're gonna come and hang out with me. It's been a long time since you've been out to Bluestone Manor. You gotta come over. I'm telling you, I'll get everything. I'll get everything you want. It doesn't matter. Just whenever you want to come.
Hannah, it's the accent.
I'll cook for you. I got this. I make this. I make that.
I got a step. My housekeeper's gonna come over and clean. Don't even bring any clothes. I've got stuff for what size are you? A 4? I got all of that.
I got that.
She kills me. Now, Candace asked to have a conversation with Steven. She goes and have a conversation with Steven. This was giving Big Brother realness. I felt like a little bit PTSD, telling people, hold on 1 second. Can you come back into the other room? I'm talking to so-and-so. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Telling people they can't talk. And Candace is so smart, because once she got that information, she's like, I'm going to go to Steven. He'll tell me what's going on. She's like, hey, how did you hear my name? How did it come about? Did you hear my name? And he's like, yeah, I did hear your name. Colton, once again, throughout, whatever, this Colton narrative.
And she's like, I wonder if Rob floated my name to Colton.
Which is clever. She's like, yeah. And because she's like, who is close to Colton that would maybe float my name out there like that to make that narrative?
Let me see.
Steven Clark it is. Steven, this is most airtime Steven got the whole damn motherfucking season. I didn't know who Steven. I still didn't even know Steven's there sometimes.
He says Rob, and it was almost like Rob felt his name being called. He said, oh. Yeah. He started getting pulled to the library.
Yeah, he did.
Right.
He did.
And then had the nerve to play another Big Brother move. Hey, Steven, can I talk to... First of all, the fact that I'm motherfucking eating, bitch, you gotta wait till I'm fucking done eating. I asked me to leave. I just sat down to eat. Right. You walked in the room and asked me to leave. No, how about you
I was
two
sitting
leave?
here eating. Take her with you.
Right. I was like this. That is some
you
crazy...
want her?
Yeah,
take her.
Take her.
Can you have a moment? Yeah, have all the moments you need. We in a castle. There's no reason for me to have to leave to go find another place. We're in a castle. Find a room in thy home. Thy home shall have many rooms.
Thy home shall have many rooms. Jeremy, will you have got up in that moment? I want to know. I'm not the only one going crazy.
Yeah, you get up. You let them have their time. Go do.
You do get up.
You guys,
you do.
All right, you guys want to talk? You guys,
because I'll write your name down just for being rude. Like, why you feel so safe? You must be a traitor.
So I'm like, y'all nice.
For me,
like, you two can leave. I'm eating.
For me, I'm like, all right, I don't want to like cause any drama. Let me bounce before you guys come after me. So you guys got.
Now we ain't starting no unnecessary fights, Derek. I'd have wrote your name down so fast if you would have did that. I'm like, oh, he ain't worried about nothing. He's definitely a traitor.
Yes.
He cocky.
Yeah.
He feel
been over there
good,
like-
good.
I would
Yes.
have been like, you write my name down because you came in and asked me to leave when I was eating my food after me waiting all day to eat. That's very fucking rude.
Okay, Jam. That's another reason I'm gonna write your name down. That's another
it.
reason
That's
you got
it.
too much mouth over here. You
That's
too
it.
much. You got no. You need to. You
I don't
want to
know.
go home.
Dee, I think if you're out there and then you feel the pressure of being a faithful and that anything you do could send you home, I think you rein it in a little bit. I think
Yeah.
I would cause chaos.
rein it
You
in.
guys, you guys
We-
would laugh at the screen. I would cause
Oh, you
chaos.
jam. You
I
jam
already do.
Rappaport. Jam
got nothing
Rappaport.
on me. Jam got nothing on me. I'm completely worse
No,
than Jam.
we do need to go back like 5 seconds when
I'm sorry,
Tiffany
go
He
ahead.
said
Michael
Yeah.
Rappaport
Jam.
then.
When Tiffany said jam da 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 home. I don't think anyone caught that.
Frog. I didn't see. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that.
Because Jams was toast.
You can't do this. Okay, that's all. Okay, the only thing I have left of this
Crazy,
part
man.
is
You're
that
crazy.
Rob R comes in. Oh my God, toast, yeah, homo. Rob R comes in and he's like, Candace, can I talk to you? You know, Steven's nice enough to get up, very nice gentleman to get up. And he's like, I feel like we need to talk. And in this conversation, Tiffany wrote it down more because I didn't. But in this conversation, it seems as though, you know, it's kind of like a stare off, but it's kind of like a see you, bitch. You
Yeah,
see-
yeah.
Like
Here
with
it go.
Nene Leaks, like we
Yeah.
see each
Mhm.
other at
Yeah,
this
yeah.
point. But go ahead.
They turn their legs to one another. They don't
just
care
said it,
what
like,
is happening on the other side of the walls of this castle.
Yeah.
They don't.
Who's saying my name? That's
Yeah.
Candace.
It was good. It was such good television right there.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is the episode that I feel like we should have been like Alan should have been hyping up because Elisa
Alan
episode
hyped
was
up that
shit.
banquet so much. Alan.
no,
It
yeah.
got hot and steamy on this one.
Yeah.
That's what we
She
were
said,
saying
"Rob-"
last week on this podcast.
Yeah, like the banquet episode.
No, remember we were
Said-
like, we feel like the next episode, meaning this episode, is going to be even more
Yeah.
interesting because now you have the
Yes.
space off between
Yeah.
Rob and
Yeah.
Candace. And can I just point out how Rob,
Yeah.
okay, so on the way to, unless we have anything else to say about the conversation between Rob and Candace.
Oh no, I gotta tell them about. We ain't told them about the conversation. Let me just give you the
Oh, wait, my
conversation
bad.
real quick. Hold on, let me give you the conversation. So why is my name coming up? Rob says Colton. Candace says, when did you know my name was coming up? Rob,
Yeah.
this morning. Then that man lied with a straight face. He didn't even stutter. It's almost like he had the script of her questions. She said, "That's what I'm gonna ask him." He said, "I already got my answer." So when did you know my name was coming up? This morning.
Yeah, he did.
Here go, Rob.
Yeah.
You don't trust me. You don't trust me? It's not that I don't trust you. We just have different values. But I won't put that in my pocket. I wrote it down. No. That sounds not good. I don't like the way that sounds. It's not that I don't trust you. We just have different values. That's all. Rob says, "I'm sorry." Candace says, "Are you?" Because you also told Lisa you were sorry. So
That's
what?
good.
You know, we know what that means. And
Yeah.
Rob is like, "Candace, you do realize that this is a game." She says, "And it is. And you are a snake. And if I get banished, your name is coming up." I mean, she let him know right then and there. I mean, I don't know. That don't sound like somebody who trusts me to me.
No,
I'd be like, I don't know how many snakes you trust. How many snakes y'all trust? How many snakes you trust?
Yes, he let her know. Listen. I love that she said to him, "You're not a traitor. You're a snake."
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, it ain't a game. No, I know it's a game. It's a game, and you are a snake.
Yikes.
I do think that was the wrong move for
Approach.
Candace. I think
Yeah.
Candace probably thought she could strong arm him and threaten him into not coming after her at the round table. Like, oh, just so you know, if you come for me, I'm going to be linked to you, which means you're next. But Rob has so much more influence in the house at this point in the game.
Yeah.
And
Do
so
you think she
for to
lost
think
her
that she can
cool
go-
in that moment?
No,
Like the way you think she meant to have that conversation that way?
I don't.
Okay.
Again, I've been watching Candace on Housewives for forever, since like probably high school. So I don't want to say I know her, but I have seen her in her more emotional moments. To me, Candace has been cool, calm, and collected this entire time. I just think she miscalculated that conversation and also misread the fact that she had lost a lot of her influence in the house because she
and
allowed
her
the traitors to
allies.
banish her closest allies,
All of
to kill her
them.
closest allies.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go on. Finish, Hannah.
No, that was pretty much it. I just don't think that conversation did what Candace thought it would. She shouldn't have gone toe to toe. I think she could have been a lot more subtle about coming for Rob, because this is telling Rob in this moment, this relationship is not salvageable. So if I was on the fence before about coming after you versus protecting you, now I know I'm coming after you. I can't believe you.
I think Candace messed up her game by linking herself to Lisa so much. Like, once Lisa's gone, let her go. Like, your game can still roll. Like, you're still in it. No one has, no one knows about you yet. So, like, let that go. You still can, like, if what she should have done is, okay, now that Lisa's gone, now I can recruit somebody that I want. And then we can go after Rob then, you know what I mean? But, like, I don't need to go one-on-one against Rob. Like, one-on-one against Rob isn't going to do anything right now. So, like, it's going to just get both of us gone.
It's like Hannah said, going to war. Well, one of the ways you don't go to war is alone. You don't go to war without an army.
Yes.
And you don't have enough people alongside with you to make this matter right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Rob has a lot of people in his pocket. You don't have that many people. Yeah, you don't have that many people. So if you can get another traitor that you want in the turret with you, then you can both team up and get rid of Rob at some point.
Yeah.
And who is that going to be? Because they love Rob. Even when they find out Rob is a traitor, they're probably like, oh, I'm just so happy to trade along with you.
Who could that be? Who can we, let's think about that.
Johnny.
So,
who would not?
I think she should have recruited Johnny when she had the chance.
Yeah.
Instead of killing Colton. Well, no, killing Colton was a good move, but
killing Colton was a good move.
Mm-hmm.
I still think she could have and should have recruited Johnny.
Let's see, her best. I don't know. All the boys love Rob. She'd have had to go for, I don't know. How do you think Natalie would do?
Natalie's in Rob's pocket, right?
She seems like she's with Rob. Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we
And
get to
I
the
don't know.
round table, Hannah.
Well,
Mhm.
so I was thinking about this because Rob, first of all, no one has spilled the beans about Rob having the dagger, which is a testament to how loyal these people are to him.
So he got at least 5 in his pocket.
Yeah.
But I mean, Colton was killed, so it's 4, but he has Mora in his pocket. And then
2 extra
really the
votes.
only people, and 2 extra votes, really the only 3 people he doesn't have like this are Johnny, Tara, and Dorinda. But the only one of those people who has influence in the house is Johnny, hence why I think Candace should have recruited Johnny when she had the chance to go against Rob. I did think it was really important how Rob points out that he has the dagger, he has 2 extra votes, and he knows that the other members of the Dagger 6 Alliance are aware he could potentially use those votes against them.
Mhm.
And so he's holding this dagger over their heads. I'm like, he has really impressed me. I know I've said this every single episode, but he is way more calculated than I have ever assigned him credit for. He is really impressing me because he is very considering everything.
Well, to catch a snake, you gotta be calm, cool, collected, and calculated.
Yeah.
You gotta be.
And he's
Because
riding him up.
Yeah.
He can't impulsively move. He can't strike too fast. He has to look at things from every angle. And he's also a chess player.
Yeah.
He is training to look at things in
Set up the
all
pieces.
areas
Yeah.
that he can. So
Yeah, Hannah, I do agree with that.
Phenomenal
So
game.
if to go back a little bit, if Johnny, because if you get Johnny in the turret with you, you got to have, and you both could team up and get Rob, and then basically Johnny's going to bring in Tara. So now you have your army. So now you could kind of like, I have 3 now. Now I could stop making moves in this game. So I could see that. Like Johnny would have been a good thing.
So
But I guess
you
in
think
Candace's
Johnny
mind,
would remain loyal to Candace over Rob?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I think at that point in the game, but I think Candace was maybe thinking, do I add someone to my army or do I take away someone from his?
Yeah.
And she probably thought it was a more valuable decision to take away from
Take
his
away, yeah.
army, not realizing that it doesn't matter because the rest of the house loves him anyway.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: if she does recruit Johnny, she doesn't have any faithfuls to take with her to the end. Maybe Dorinda. Maybe
And Tara.
Okay. Yeah, Tara. They're not gonna get rid of Tara. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I think we're pretty much at the round table now, right?
Round table, yep. Let's wrap it up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's so interesting is I felt like the round table was the least interesting thing about this episode besides
Did you?
the photos.
Really?
Yeah. There wasn't a ton that went on at this round table. I mean, Johnny
Girl, it
starts.
was shoot, I wish I would have took my notes then because it was a lot going on
I
for
felt
me.
it was. I felt it was going.
Well, in the sense that it was predictable. Like we knew that it was going to be between Candace and Steven. Okay, so of course Johnny starts off the conversation throwing out Steven's name. Hey, Steven, Colton said your name. I don't want to act like Colton is this omniscient being, but like we should probably pay attention to that because we woke up this morning and he was murdered. And then Dorinda kind of adds, well, I thought it was suspicious how Lisa gave her gold to you because I didn't know that you guys had a relationship. Can you explain yourself? Stephen was cool, calm, and collected in his response. All he said was,
really good.
did Colton mention my name to anyone else?
Yeah.
No? Okay, only to you. I don't know what to tell you. And in regards to the gold, I walked over to Lisa and I asked her, can you give me your gold?
You did a
And
good
being the sweet, giving human being that she is, she said yes.
Yeah. He said she
And
wouldn't
so
have
that
gave
kind
it to me if I didn't ask for it.
Yeah.
It was good.
And that just kind of deaded the whole conversation about
It
Stephen.
did.
And so after, was it Rob who talked about Candace or was it Eric who talked about Candace?
I think it was. I feel like it was.
Eric did bring something up.
I thought
Or
it was
somebody
Mara.
brought up.
I think it was one before. I think
Eric
it was
or
one before
Mara
Eric.
said something. I can't remember.
Because doesn't
It might have
Natalie
been
end up
Maura.
having a conversation too?
Natalie
and
talks.
Tara.
Yeah, but that comes out later after Candace talks when, you
Oh,
know.
okay.
But somebody brings up Candace, brings up Candace.
Okay.
I think it was Eric, and I feel like he was kind of like, the vote is still playing in my head about how you voted.
Yeah.
You've been consistent with the Ron vote. You've been consistent with the so and so vote. And now you decide to do this vote.
Yeah.
And then Candace explains, Hannah, if I'm correct, just the only reason I did that is because of the fact that I didn't think Lisa was a traitor. I didn't feel comfortable voting for Natalie after her pleading her case, and then I think they kind of juggle back and they're like, oh, you were so gun-ho about Natalie, you're like leading the charge. She's like, I didn't lead the charge.
Yeah.
Tara.
Yeah,
Tara
it was Tara.
Yeah.
So kind of like threw Tara under the bus. And
Yeah.
Tara was like, no, it was a group thing. Like it wasn't just me. I wasn't out here
Which
rallying.
Natalie was on full.
I was so interested in like Rob's facial expressions. Like
Me too.
he is so like, this is ridiculous. No, and it's coming off authentic, and you know that the people who love him are like, right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's not looking like defeated or like he needs to defend himself. He's like, that doesn't even make sense. That you got to be kidding me. Like me,
Which is the faithful thing to do. That's a very faithful thing to do, And for him to be a traitor doing that, I'm like I would be nervous. You know what I mean? Like I was like, that's pretty good gameplay to me that he's holding it in and
is compartmentalizing that. Like that is a whole other person. This person sitting right here is a faithful.
Yeah.
I could not do those things. What you're saying about me is atrocious, and I'm offended.
Yeah.
I gather snakes. I'm not a snake.
Yeah. He's a snake
I'm
wrangler.
a Southern Alabama mud slanging
church boy,
country boy. I
Okay,
wear
yes,
cow
ma'am,
boots.
no, man.
Period.
Okay, so kind of
Opening
going
doors.
back to Candace's response, I think in her response, she messed up when she decided to deflect to Rob, because all
Yeah.
morning she had been saying, that was a throwaway vote. That was a throwaway vote. I
Yeah.
knew he wasn't going to go home. But now I'm all of a sudden
Now you're
suspicious
all
because
in.
he dropped his
Yeah.
fork at breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, I think she could have just defended herself, sat back, been quiet, and let somebody else emerge as a bigger threat.
Yeah,
Similarly to
But
what Ron Funches
who?
did for like 7 roundtables.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right,
boo.
that's Ron Funches. Because Ron Funches was an expert at that. But instead, she
Mhm.
kept talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the more she
But that's
talked,
what she does.
made
But
sense.
that's her. That's her being consistent though, because she's been talking at each round table. So
Yeah.
it's almost like
Mm.
if she's quiet now, it's like, well, Candace, what do you think? Because we've heard a lot from her from the very first table when Portia was on the table, and it was like, well, I don't think, so
I
mincing.
think she was one day away from going after Rob. I think she should have like let it simmer and then the next day get
Mhm.
something else on him and then bring that to the table and then say, listen, I threw him out the first time. I wasn't sure. Yesterday I felt a little something. Today he did something else, and
Yeah.
now you got some momentum
Like
going.
Ron did, Ron Funches.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I like Ron,
but
man.
what
I'm so bummed he's gone. I like Ron. He did such a good
who
job
would
at the round table.
He
Yeah,
did.
he
Oh yeah, he
did.
did.
He did because he stayed when he was supposed to go and I went home. I
I
said, "What me? What about Ron? This is Ron's night.
Ron Funches.
This is his
Ron Funches ended
turn."
up having like 9 more nights. Jeremy, I want to address something that you just said.
Mhm.
I think because Candace is known for her consistency, that is absolutely what she would have done. She could have been like, listen, I told you guys it was a throwaway vote because I knew he was too powerful. I didn't want you guys coming after me for coming after him. But the truth is, I have been on him for a long time
Yes.
because of X,
Yeah.
Y, and Z. And because Ron has gone home and I've been on Ron this entire time. Hello, I need a new target to lock in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob is my second target.
Yes.
She should have
Who-
owned it instead of.
Yeah.
But who would have been the target at tonight's round table?
Tonight,
It honestly seemed like it
it
was
would've been
always
Steven.
Candace.
It would have been Steven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steven got that off of him so fast.
Yeah.
I know. But
We could have
somebody
circled back to Natalie.
back.
Would it be Nat? Would it have been Nat then? I mean, I think
Well-
Steven was the guy. I mean, he
I
did a
think we
good
would've-
job.
Somebody would circle back to Steven. They would have
Yeah.
had to.
No, but I'm saying like if
But
I'm
would it have been
Candace,
Nat?
I'm getting this-
Candace?
So I'm saying like if I, Candace, am getting this information from Johnny earlier in the day, hey, people are really looking at you. You should probably figure something out. Who knows? Maybe I would have gone with Rob, but owned that throwaway vote instead of still calling it a throwaway vote. So
Yeah, but
that's one
too
option.
late.
Or
I done
or
called
you
it
circle
throwaway
back.
all morning. She called it throwaway all morning until he told her that your vote, and then she was like, "Oh, I got to pivot," and pivoted the wrong way.
But even at the round table, she still called it a throwaway vote and said, but this morning when I woke up, I think she should have just owned it and been like, I was
Mhm.
too scared, but I've been thinking this for a while. Or you try to circle back to Natalie because we didn't exactly come off of Natalie.
Yeah.
Lisa
Yeah.
just did a worse job of defending herself. And you know that you still have Tara. You know that you still have people like Johnny who have been looking at Natalie. So I think that could have been the route she should have taken.
And-
Yeah.
And so my season, I do remember that they would, if your name came up and you survived, the next day they would bring your name up again saying, we have to still close that chapter. We're not sure about that. Everybody brought up, Nat. Let's open that chapter again. And we're not going to be sure until we get rid of her. You know what I mean?
We
And
did that with Ron, and somehow,
but that was so my season. It was the same thing. It was like they always kept going back. Like it. So in Survivor, it's usually if you escape, you're good. Like, oh, I escaped tonight. Then they're gonna take their target on somebody else now, and this isn't like that. It wasn't like that for Traitors. It's like, oh, they're gonna come back to you tomorrow and the next day and the next day until they close that chapter. You know.
That's why I said write my name down. You're not gonna keep coming back to me
I
day
hear
after
you.
day. I'm not gonna
I hear
be.
you.
I'm not Ron Punches. I'm not gonna keep sitting in this seat listening to you tell me that I'm a traitor. You can write it down right now. You know how to spell it?
With 2 Fs, like the company.
Like the
Okay,
company.
like the company. Okay, so what else happened? Do we have anything else? I mean, Hannah, you're kind of right. Like, I mean,
Like
I don't
this
know,
just
but
was
Candace
ridiculous.
saying that Rob, that Colton was Rob's beard.
oh my
Oh,
God, that took me out. That
she
took me
did
out.
say
I
that.
said,
Buddy.
what?
He basically said on national TV that Rob has Colton, that Colton is Rob's bitch. That's crazy to say. That's
Well,
crazy.
I mean, Rob.
Ellen said, all right, players, this is getting out of
he
hand.
did.
I don't know what that means, but
Yeah, Rob,
Rob literally said, I have these people in my back pocket. He knows how much influence he has on these
Yeah, he
people
does.
without having to do
Mhm.
much. And that's so admirable. Like,
Yeah.
he's playing a phenomenal game because of that compartmentalization. When he's on camera with the rest of the faithfuls, I believe that he's a faithful.
Yeah.
So it's incredible to watch.
I also want to say this. I do think that Candace did get underneath Rob a little bit tonight. And I think we saw a little bit of him being a little bit like, you know, the fuck. Like, you could tell, like, he was like a little bit
he's
annoyed.
handling it well. I mean, I'm sure it's a little nerve
No, that's
wracking.
what I'm
Like,
saying.
I don't
Yeah.
think, unless he's dead on the inside, which I don't know, he's a sociopath. I don't know. I'm not a therapist.
Could be.
He should be a little, he should have felt something. But he could easily be Kylan, did not feel anything.
No, but you also don't want to have too big of a reaction because you know she's about to get voted out and you know she's
He
about to
handled
get
it.
revealed as a traitor.
He handled it
He
well. I'm
handled
just
it
saying, when he was going back and
extremely
forth,
well.
when he was going back and forth with her, I don't know, maybe that's just the edits, but like me reading his body language and how he was, I feel like he was a little bit flustered, just a little bit. You know, that
But he
this is
should
even,
be.
Maybe.
He's guilty.
But
yeah,
here's
that's
the
what I
thing,
meant.
though.
Yeah.
Here's
But
the
he
thing.
did a good job of hiding it.
If I'm a faithful at this table, how and why can Rob be so sure? Like, Rob has not said much this season. He's advocated for 2 people to go home. 2.
And they both
Of them just happened to be traitors. He was so sure. Because Colton was shooting everywhere, and 2 of his 14 shots landed.
Yeah.
Statistically, he was still a bad player. But Rob has only opened his mouth twice, and both times he's been right. That can only, there can only be one reason. So I would definitely be looking at that. And it seems like Rob has already considered that because he's so smart.
Yeah.
I don't think people
You know
are
why
good at
they're
reading
not
body
considering it?
language.
Why, Tiff?
Because when you like someone, it's hard for you to see something bad about them. You don't want to believe it. They didn't want to believe Nicki Minaj was a Trump supporter. And lo and behold,
Why you had to do that to me?
I'm just because that's it's relevant. It's right here. It's something that people were like, if you would have told people this months ago, I'm like, no, you're whatever. You're just, hey, blah, blah, blah. Here she is. They're like, oh my God, it's true. You don't want to believe things that you don't want to be true about people you like.
And you could see that everyone keeps saying about Rob, like how much they love Rob. You know what I mean? So they don't want to believe it.
Kristen called him that sweet man.
Yeah, they said that after the vote.
Here's the thing, though. Like, you can be sweet and also be a traitor. But maybe that's what these non-gamers are not understanding. They think that the personal is the game. But I think
Natalie doesn't think he's a traitor either. She's a gamer.
But
I don't know. Natalie don't got no gamers.
How many gamers are left?
Out.
Is she the only gamer left?
Yeah. She's the only gamer. But also, we've never heard Natalie say, Rob is such a good guy, he can't be a traitor.
Right.
She wanted him to have the dagger.
I don't know if she wanted him or if
she
she's
said
just bad
that.
at lying.
She said that. She clearly couldn't even hide from him that she had it. And then she goes, I fully trust Rob. If I couldn't have the dagger, I want him to have it. Yeah. What do you mean?
I'm going to be honest.
Sorry, I was just going to
Go ahead.
say that I think Rob has successfully misted Natalie. We know this, but I've never heard Natalie say because Rob is such a good person, he can't be a traitor. In the same way that these non-gamers are thinking, if you
His
have
character.
great character,
Yeah.
then you
Yeah.
can't
You
be
can't be a
this, even though that's your job.
Right.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Which if I was a trader, I would love to be on this
Sorry,
season. But
Hannah.
I also want to say, just to kind of throw out, as a gamer, maybe you guys agree with me. The nicest person to me is always the most suspicious person. That's always my take. If you're so happy go lucky,
I think Mark is the nicest person there.
I would have thought Mark was a traitor, 100%. I would have been like, Mark's a traitor. Rob is too calm.
Mark mentioned
anyone quiet, calm, or you just too. I think you're a traitor. I would
Yeah,
be
but
pissed
so
out of
in
people
that-
that got big personalities. I'm not gonna lie.
In that, if you played last season, you would be wrong.
No, 100%. That's what I'm saying. 100%. That's what I'm saying. I would definitely. I'm just saying.
You can't.
Yeah.
I think that you have to try to remove as much admiration that you have for someone. And I don't mean that in a fan like, because I didn't even know these people, but I started liking them as I got to know them. And you have to remove that from the facts or the suspicion. You have to stay suspicious of people. You can't just put someone over here and go, I know. I mean, you can be a little more sure. They have a little less doubt, but you have to really look at everything. Like I said, the things for me when Jeremy asked me, like Donna was wearing glasses, Lisa was wearing glasses, Rob was looking sleepy. Lisa was talking about she was gonna hook Rob up with one of her daughters, and I was like, how you know? Just think. But when you like people, you're like, well, you give people. There's too much benefit of the doubt being given in one direction. I am a firm believer. I don't like doing things that everybody else is doing. If everybody is doing this, I don't even want to do it. I didn't watch Game of Thrones for 5 years. I didn't care. I didn't want to be on the boat. I don't like it. With all those people,
But
I'm
she's
just gonna
watching
tell
House
you.
of Dragons.
I know. I'm very honorary. With all those people
It's
liking
such
Rob.
a good show, though. You're missing it.
know,
if
that
you
sounds like
watch
a
it.
show.
No. I watched it. I was
Okay,
just saying,
all right.
I didn't watch it because I got so tired. Are you watching Game of Thrones? No, stop asking me that. That's all. No, I don't even know what you're talking about. But I watched it late and then was all over it like it was brand new.
how did we get here?
Okay, sorry. But with all those people loving Rob, I can tell you right now, if I was in there, I would not.
Okay.
No, I don't like it. That's too much. That's too much. I don't like that. Why? Why is everybody over there? I don't get it.
I agree.
Okay.
Well, Candy, you want to wrap us up? Candace gets voted out.
Yeah. No, so Candace gets voted out. Candace reveals that she's a traitor. She walks out. All of them are jumping for joy. 2 in a row. That's crazy. Rob, you're the best. We just don't even understand.
That sweet, sweet man.
Sweet. Like, you can be sweet, and also perform the job that you were assigned to perform. Hello,
Right,
where is the discernment?
He didn't go on Love Island manipulating women. Like, come on, that was
Okay,
my
no,
first thing. I would have
but
been like, you're from Love
I
Island.
honestly, listen,
And he got the
I don't
men
think
and the
all-
women in his pocket.
I don't think that a single other. You guys, I don't think that it's because he's from Love Island. I also don't think he really manipulated anyone. He was just young, and I don't think he was actually ready for a relationship. But, I think Rob is just a very smart person, and the accent and the snake wrangling and the tattoos and the overalls kind of mask how methodical he is.
He
but
knows how to lay
is.
low. He's not seeking
And how
attention.
to use
He's
that
not
as a
trying
weapon.
to. Yeah.
He doesn't play with ego. What I will say is Candace and her confessional, the one thing that stuck out to me, of course, she talks about how challenging playing this game as a traitor was because you develop these relationships to people. But she said, I am confident that they will now start looking at Rob. And in the next scene, Rob says, it's only a matter of time before these people start connecting the dots between myself, between Lisa, and between Candace. So this is the most vulnerable position that I've ever been in. And I agree with him, but it's good that he's recognizing that instead of celebrating like, oh, I just, got these faithfuls, another win, and I'm on top of the world and I can start being comfortable, which means I can start being sloppy. He has never once let himself feel complacent in this game, despite having this like very complacent demeanor about him.
You know who he reminds me of? His
Xavier.
gameplay? Yes.
But
Very
Xavier
much.
was not as strategic, the winner of our season. Wait, who said who?
I did. I couldn't hear what you said.
Oh yeah, Xavier, the winner of our season first.
Okay,
I don't
yeah.
mean to. I don't.
But
No,
Xavier was
I get
not-
that. But he was thinking ahead, and he did know his position, and he knew how people felt about him. But
Yeah.
Rob has that likability factor, and he doesn't need to do
Yeah.
anything but be present.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. He has that same just like presence about him, that same aura, as the kids say. So then at the end of the episode, Rob is up in the turret by himself. Well, are there any conversations that happened
No.
before the turret?
No.
I think Maura and
Maura.
Natalie speak to each other and go,
And
"Oh wait,
Tara.
no.
Yeah,
Maura
they're
and
in the
Tara.
kitchen. Maura, Tara, and Natalie, and Maura asks,
Yeah.
could it be Johnny?
Mm.
Which was such a bad. I was like, why are you doing that? Do you like more? Tara and Johnny are like that. Like, why would you say that to her? Like, I didn't
I don't
understand
think
why
she
she
Maura's gonna say
knows
whatever she
the
needs to say
level.
to protect Rob, I guess, at this point. Because she's
Oh.
missed, like, completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So missed it. So that makes me think, like, are they all going to come after Johnny in the next episode? Just because they said Johnny seemed really crushed, that he had to vote for Candace, even though Candace was his friend, and who wants to vote for your friend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said he just didn't seem as happy when they got Candace as a traitor, and they
You're not
seemed
happy
really,
that
really
someone that you
close.
don't think is a traitor is a traitor.
Yeah, but you know what? I would agree with that. That everybody is watching everybody to see the enthusiasm of getting a traitor. And if you're not getting up, I remember I was watching it and I'm looking at Nat, and Nat didn't stand up, and I'm saying, Nat, stand up. You got to stand up. They're going to look at you as a traitor if you don't stand up. And everybody else is standing up, and then finally she gets up and hugs somebody. But I'm like, that wasn't enough. She needed to give more, or they're going to come after her.
Okay.
And she was the only one that didn't vote for Candace, and that's not a good sign.
Come
And
on,
that's why-
All-Star.
Yeah.
Come on, All-Star Collins. Bring it back.
Okay.
I was saying, I was like, she needs to, like, she's going to be public enemy number one right now. And I don't think it's going to be a good, and that's why I said, I thought she was doing really good until this episode.
Tonight.
She's like, this was
Yeah.
her worst time tonight. I'm hoping she could turn around.
But
I
her
can face
vote
that.
for Tara was understandable, though. It wasn't like Candace's vote for Rob.
Yeah. True. And I understand, like, if someone comes after you and you like, oh, you're coming after me, I'm gonna go after you. You know what I mean? I get that.
We've seen that.
I
We've
get
seen that.
But
Yeah.
and so I think she can
Also-
bounce back, but her being the only person that didn't vote for Candace does not look good.
Okay.
I
Makes
agree
sense.
with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we cut to Rob being up in the turret by himself. Alan says, per rules of my game, you have to recruit someone. So Rob is deciding between three people. He picks
Or kill them.
Johnny.
No. Oh, well,
No.
you recruit them or they die, but
they die,
he doesn't
yeah.
have the
Yeah.
option to either or.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's deciding between three people. Johnny, and his reasoning for that is, well, I could bring in Johnny. The faithfuls are already suspicious of him. They just get rid of him in the next episode, and I can keep forging on the path by myself. So he's almost like a sacrificial lamb.
Mhm.
Or he could bring in Eric. Eric is very smart. I think he respects the way that Eric plays, even though Eric's been wrong a ton of times, but whatever. So I can bring in Eric, but is Eric going to turn on me in the same way that I turned on Lisa and Candace? I'm a little paranoid about Eric. The third option is bringing in, oh my
Was
God.
it Steven?
I don't remember.
He
Yeah,
didn't-
he was definitely talking about, I think he
Oh,
only
Mark.
talked about,
It was Mark.
Yeah, Mark.
It was
Yeah,
Mark.
he only talked
He
about
said,
men.
How'd you forget about Mark,
Yes.
Anna?
that is so
right.
crazy. Please
Even
cut
Jeremy
this from the episode.
knows.
No. Cut this from the episode. Mark mentioned. Mark. Listen, the markers, we're still going strong. That's our fan club name. I just made it up like now. But
We're still going strong
Anyway.
as of an hour ago.
I'm still going strong. I'm the marker.
Oh,
but-
damn. I'm not the one-man fan club.
Anyway, Mark is the last option, but he feels like I already have Mark in my back pocket. I know he's never going to write my name down. There's not really a reason for me to bring Mark into the fold with me, because I'm planning on bringing him to the end anyway as a faithful. So really it's between Johnny and Eric. He ends up choosing Eric. Eric gets the letter, the offer. Eric does not seem pleased at all. It seems like he only has success in playing this game as a faithful. And then at the very end of the episode, Rob reveals it's him and Eric is shocked. I have
Wait a
two
minute.
questions for
Pause.
you guys.
Gotta go back. Gotta go back.
Yeah.
When Eric reads this note, he said, this is important to me. He reads this note and says,
I know who it is.
This is the traitor's handwriting.
Yeah.
And I know whose handwriting this is. It's Johnny's.
Yeah.
I said the boy eyes and his ears bad.
Wait, you guys know the detective in the O.J. Simpson case? What was his name? Mark
Furman.
Mark Furman?
Yeah.
Mark Furman.
And he's the reason why OJ walked, because it ended up being a mistrial. That is who Eric reminds me of.
Mark said, Eric said, I know whose writing this is. I'm a 99% sure. I have to listen and look at a note over 40 times. I know a note when I see it, and I know it when I hear it. I know Tiffany's laugh, and I damn sure know Johnny's handwriting.
That is
because it ain't no way it's Rob's. It's no way it's Rob's.
Okay. Did you guys see the writing? The writing definitely looked like a hetero male
Chicken scratch.
Writes as though they're still 14 years old. Johnny, that was not a gay signature.
No, it was not. And on top of that,
you know what I mean?
They don't understand. Right, it was not elegant and gay. It was not.
No.
On top of that, why would you? First of all, the traitors purposely write like chicken scratch, so you don't know who it is.
You know what I mean?
They
like
do?
they write like they write like this. So it's like weird.
Why though?
Because we all write on the chalkboard, and so you might
I
pick
know,
up.
but if you're reading my handwriting, you're dead.
You about to come over here anyway?
Yeah.
No, I
never know.
just kind of believe that is how Rob writes. Like, if I am reading that signature, that is a young hetero man who probably grew up in the iPad era, so didn't really have to learn how to write in school.
We know Mark. We know Mark, who is intentional with every curl. Did not sloppily write your name on there. We know Steven, who is a grown man, particular about the way his pants sit on his ankles, the way his shoes crease on his toes. We know he does not write like that. You know damn well Dorinda don't write like that. You never considered it was old country Alabama snake wrangling cowboy boot overalls wearing with no shirt on up underneath it, cowboy hat ass Rob.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
Well, we did. Based on his reaction, he damn sure
he did not. You're right.
You're
right.
He almost fell out. He almost fell out the whole damn screen. You would have thought he won $1 million the way he reacted.
Yeah.
What I tell you, dear? What I tell you? I said Eric gonna piss himself.
No.
Wait. So who are you guys? Who are you guys gonna give the ultimatum to? Are we all in agreement that it? Because I would have done Johnny.
Same. Why, Jeremy?
I thought he was going to do Johnny.
I say you do Johnny. Johnny, I can get Tara on board with me. And if I have Johnny's going to be on my side. Get Tara on my side. Now I have a little alliance going.
No.
If you go after Johnny and Johnny's the next one gone, that's fine for me as well. Like, then I can just go on to the next person. Like, I'm just trying to keep going on in this game. You know what I mean?
I do think that the one thing Rob is doing extremely well, unlike maybe the only other person I saw do this was like Sari, is he has thought about who he wants around the pit with him at the end.
At the end?
He knows that. That's why these people who are leaving, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't want Johnny in the turret with me, because Johnny is going to bring Tara to the pit, and then Tara and Johnny may be able to cast me out at the end. So I don't.
Is that
and
the
I
right
would
way
not
to
bring
play,
Tara
though?
into the pit with Johnny.
I feel like that's the wrong way to play. If you're looking at the end, that's when, like, for Survivor, we would talk about it all the time. If I keep looking at the end, I'm gonna get blindsided now. Like, I need to. This game gotta.
Not so much as looking at the end, but who do I want? You know, there got to be 4 people standing up there around the pit, if I'm a traitor, I do want to play knowing who I want to be there. And the reason that matters is because I absolutely need people who are never going to think that I'm a traitor. So he needs at least 3 good people who are never going to consider him a traitor. I don't want to put them in the turret with me. I want to keep them out there because the only person I want in the turret is somebody I want to get voted out so that I'm not the next traitor voted out.
Yeah.
But I want to keep the people who I know fully trust me. Those are the people I want to keep around the pit because they're never going to throw a rock on me.
And I agree with you, Tiffany. That's why I think he shouldn't have recruited Eric, because Eric is part of the Dagger 6 Alliance. I don't want to say he has Eric in his back pocket, but he is close to Eric, and we've seen them strategize a lot together. They've always been
out
on
of
the
the
same
ones,
page.
maybe out of that crew, he had to go with somebody I do trust, though. Like, he does need a trustworthy person in the turret with him, though, too.
But I guess
That's gonna
my
gain.
argument, this is true. However, my argument against Eric is if I'm a traitor and I'm responsible for recruiting one other person, I don't want to recruit a person who is even less sus than I am. Not a single person has voted for Eric. Not a single person is suspicious of Eric. If I am trying to buy myself more time because I know it's only a matter of time before people connect Candace and Lisa back to me, why would I want to be in the turret with the one person who is the most innocent in this house? No one's ever going to look at him. So that's why I would probably look at Johnny, just because you're starting to be on that borrowed time and you need a distraction. And Johnny, I don't see a world in which Johnny makes it to the end.
But I don't see that Johnny. I see Johnny having Kristen. I see Johnny having Natalie. I see Johnny having Tara. I don't see them voting against him like anytime soon.
I think Dagger 6 is gonna get rid of him. There are about to be only 9 people left in the game because Eric and Rob are about to kill someone. That means you only need 5 people to send home, and there are 5 people left in that Dagger 6 Alliance, and then you have Kristen and you
4.
have Tara.
Didn't you say 4? Because Colton is gone?
Colton's gone. It was the Dagger 6. Now you have 5. But then on the outside, you have Kristen because Kristen's really close to Mark, and you also have Mora. So you have 7 versus 2.
If I'm Rob, Mora is staying a faithful. Who else does he have in his back pocket like that? Mark is staying a faithful because Mark trusts Rob 100%. And all he needs is one more person who fully trusts him. I don't know if that's Natalie. She's smart and she's vocal, so I'd be scared to bring her to the end if I was him. And I guess you're right. It would be Eric, but who do I bring in the turret? He doesn't want Dorinda. I don't know. I guess you're saying he brings Johnny, but I would be scared that he would make it to the end and he would have Tara, not me.
Yes, but again, I don't see a world in which Johnny makes it to the end because Rob knows he has the numbers. And I would want to stick with my numbers and I would want to bring my numbers to the end because I know they're not going to cast me out. So really, like, if I am Rob, I know that I need to get rid of Johnny. I need to get rid of Tara. I need to get rid of Dorinda, and then the game is mine. So what do? You bring Johnny into the turret. You know that he has enough sus on him to where he's probably going to go within the next 1 to 2 round tables. You can kill Dorinda, and then you only have Tara left. Or you kill Tara. No, but Johnny would never go for that.
Steven.
Kill Dorinda. But Steven's part of that.
Oh, you mean that's part of his? Yeah.
You couldn't. You couldn't get Johnny to kill Tara.
Definitely not.
No. Ever. Never in this. Never. I don't see a world where Johnny kills Tara.
I would love the opportunity. If we were in the tower together, I would love the opportunity to try to convince him to do it. It would be so good for his game.
Jeremy, you are a savage, dog. You are
a savage. I just don't think that would ever work. He was in her wedding.
That's why I say Survivor players are more dangerous than Big Brother.
Don't say that, Tiff. Come on.
Oh, sorry. But it's okay to
And
say
also,
Big Brother
they're
players
not.
are more dangerous than Survivor players.
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay, go ahead, Hannah. Sorry.
I they're non-gamers, and so I think Tara
Yeah, I
probably would
guess
take
that's
that personally. I just don't
yeah.
see them going
Yeah,
for
you're
that. But they
probably right.
could kill Dorinda. You kill Dorinda, Johnny is banished within the next 1 to 2 round tables. So you have Rob's army versus Tara Lipinski. Rob is so close to winning this. Rob would be so close to winning this game if he brought Johnny into the fold, but I don't know.
I think
I
he's
don't
in
know
trouble.
Eric
I
being
think
in
he's
the-
in trouble. I
think so too.
think Candace, the fight with Candace and the last 2 people he voted with were traitors. I think he's going to be in trouble.
Yep, because I don't think Eric hurts his game at all, but it certainly doesn't help his game as a traitor. Whereas I think bringing Johnny into the mix would help
Would
his.
help. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but that's the episode, guys.
Okay.
Woo.
All right.
Jeremy, you were amazing. Thank you for your patience with
Yeah.
us. Thank you for staying
This is
for the
fun.
entire
This is fun.
episode. You were a great guest to have. I hope we get to have you. Are you watching Survivor? Can we have you on as a guest for Survivor?
I'm gonna be watching Survivor. I'm gonna be
It's
watching
50,
Survivor.
right?
Yeah, I gotta watch
Okay.
it.
I
I
would
did
love
the
to
I did
have
the
you as a
podcast with
guest.
Probst last season, the On Fire podcast with
Oh,
Probst.
Oh,
It was
no
cool.
way.
Yeah, it was really
That's
fun.
awesome.
Season
that's
49.
cool.
Yeah, so
We're
yeah, I'll be
gonna get an
around. I'll come back.
expert.
I'll come back.
Yeah.
Listen, no,
Okay,
we got to
we're
do it
gonna-
earlier. I'm getting
Yes.
old. I don't stay up this late anymore. I got the kids. I put the kids to bed. I'm
yeah.
trying to get in bed myself.
Yeah,
Like
we
10:30 in the morning.
Yes, that's what I was just getting ready to say. We're gonna have to start doing them the next day for all of us. Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
It would be better for all of us.
No, but this was
Derek, I
fun.
know
Yeah.
you want to get it out there, but
They can wait.
This was
Quality,
fun. I'm just
quality.
messing with you. This was fun.
No,
I would do it
this is-
again. I'll do it again.
Listen.
Listen, I'll be
You
up.
said
I'll-
no, this is not fun. Jeremy, I've got to say, this has been one of my favorite podcast episodes to film just because, A, you put up with us, and that's more than a lot of people can say. But you were just so fun with your banter. You were laughing. You were making us laugh. And also,
Thank you,
you
Jeremy.
added so much strategic insight. And that's something that we really appreciate here. So you are more than
See,
welcome.
he
to
could have
come
been in
back.
the cookout instead of Xavier. I'm sorry.
Oh.
That part.
For certain. No, instead of Kylan.
I mean, no, because
No.
Xavier actually won. You know what I'm
'Cause he
saying?
won,
We
yeah.
needed somebody.
Oh,
who was
yeah.
gonna-
No, wait.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait a
Jeremy
second.
also won. Jeremy
I
also
mean,
won.
but we was gonna kick you out.
Oh my God.
Right.
Okay. Well, with that, good night. Good night. We are going to sleep.
Good morning. Good morning,
Yeah.
everybody.
Jam, toast, home. Okay. Bye, guys. Make sure you
Bye-bye.
like, comment,
Night, night.
subscribe.
Subscribe. Thank you, Jeremy. Bye.
Bye.